A nuclear survey is a resource-intensive endeavor. 8 to 10 weeks before the survey, we send out an agenda to the client, and we ask for certain bits of information. That information that we receive along with the previous survey and the review of the guidelines and the codes and standards allow us to detail our survey for when we actually get to the plant. There are approximately 30 sessions that we have, but we start that with a pre-job brief from our team lead. We then go on a session with the senior management team, who will give us an update on what the plant is doing and some of the key activities that they're involved in. And then we go on a plant walk down, and from there we get into some sessions with some subject matter experts, so focused sessions with them, about 30 in a time frame. We get together as a team. We have our our post-job brief, and then we present management with some of the observations and potential findings that we have. This takes approximately 2 to 4 days, depending on the facility, and then the real work starts. It takes us probably 9 to 10 days, 12 days to actually come up with the survey report for our underwriters.
The regulator is primarily concerned with nuclear safety and safety to the public. NIAC is more concerned about protecting the assets of the operator. As far as the regulator is concerned, they look at can we run the reactor safely, can it shut down safely, if we have a release, can we contain the release. NIAC looks at all the same areas. The focus areas are fire, machinery breakdown, and nuclear safety also. But we have a different spin on the look. We want to make sure that the information we gather is what our insurance brokers or underwriters need, so they can feel comfortable about providing insurance for a nuclear operator.
It is important to note that the guidelines that we are using from the international pools are guidelines that NIAC engineers have had a lot of input into, and therefore the code standards and best practices of the industry have been incorporated into those guidelines. The first of these guidelines has to do with nuclear safety culture. And this area is a very good example of where we use strong industry practices by incorporating in nuclear safety culture the 10 principles of nuclear safety introduced by the World Association of Nuclear Operators. A second area is nuclear safety operations and third-party liability. In these areas, what we look at are barriers, physical barriers, program and process barriers, and people barriers that make a strong operating facility. We also look at the operation of the plant, its performance, the housekeeping aspect, and the work programs involved. And finally, we concentrate on third-party liability issues around emergency preparedness, radiation protection, and environmental protection.